can't believe he's almost 2 already. Show Katie the other one.
I mean, I don't want to go on and on, but this is after I finished building his crib and I caught him after he fell asleep with my hammer.
Oh my God, Soren, I can't tell you how cool it is to watch you be a dad.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, it's really amazing. It's like the hero of the story has said.
I'll be back.
Great.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've confused you. I'm the Terminator.
Oh, wow, there you are.
What's your target? Meaningful conversation?
What are we talking about?
Actually, Michael, we were kind of talking about important real-life stuff.
Oh, like how every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie actually takes place within the Terminator universe?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Be honest, did you just dress like Terminator to force your topic on us?
Dan told me to.
I believe that you believe that.
So we agree-ish. Point the first! Arnold plays every character like the Terminator in every movie, regardless of where or when it is set.
Okie dokes, let's not conflate limited acting ability and an incredibly persistent accent with playing the same character, okay? Lots of actors have perpetual quirks, and we're totally fine with it. Keanu Reeves is always this emotionally dense dude running on island time, and then Tom Cruise is just can't stop running, and Al Pacino's always like weirdly happy with how mad he is.
Give me all you got!
But Arnold's characters literally have all the same Terminatorial beats. He's always an obsessed, barely backstoried, semi-slaughtery maniac who's thrust bicep deep into a problem that only a combination of explosions, fist fights, and gunfights can solve. He even says the same lines in totally different movies when it doesn't make sense.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. You've been back enough.
Plus, he's constantly performing supernatural feats of strength, even in the movies where he's just supposed to be some dude with muscles.
In Predator, he physically pushes a semi-truck stacked with explosives into an insurgent base camp.
He deadlifts a whole car in Twins. Just hoist that sky high like it's pre-K enrollment costs.
But Twins, they try to explain that away. He's genetically engineered with 6 fathers who all combined to make like a super sperm, I guess. Man, the 90s were super ignorant about genes.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk about genetic ignorance, can we please talk about Junior? Okay, there's no way that Arnie is the Terminator in that. He's just this slightly grumpy Austrian scientist who decides to inject himself with a baby and then Mrs. Doubtfire his way through his 3rd trimester at a commune with a bunch of women who can't even tell that he's a man. It's incredibly offensive.
That's true. Danny DeVito skips so many crucial steps in the prenatal journey.
Guys, relax. They're fake. Okay? All the movies are fake. Get it?
Is your argument today that movies are fake?
All the movies that Arnie has made are just simulations that Skynet's running the T-800 through to expose its faulty programming since it failed to kill Sarah Connor in Terminator 1. I mean, Arnold's IMDb page may as well just be a menu on the machine's holodeck, which, for the sake of my argument, let's assume they have.
Ooh, that's interesting.
This assumes my holodecks into existence.
Okay, so in your mind, the chronology of Arnie's movies goes Terminator 1, then a bunch of simulations, and then Terminator 2?
Right. Exactly. Think about it. Half of his movies are fundamentally motivated by some vague personal loss of a loved one or family member that totally justifies 2 hours of indiscriminate murder. I mean, in some movies we barely even meet the victims. The story is always secondary to the mayhem that Arnie has to cause.
Commando, Predator, Batman and Robin, 6th Day, Collateral Damage. Wow! Even Conan the Barbarian starts with James Earl Jones murdering Conan's mother with his glam stare.
Right, but why? Because when the Terminator failed to kill a single unarmed woman, even using vastly superior technology, Skynet knew it had to find the source of that malfunction. So, it runs a T-800 through a bunch of scenarios where it's failed its objective, but it has to roll with the situation and get the kill anyway. Skynet is trying to isolate their error.
Oh, there's also a whole bucket of Arnold movies where he's just discovering that the world that he thought he lived in isn't totally real. It's like the simulation seams are showing.
Oh, that's true. In Total Recall, it's just this Inception-esque dreamscape, and by the end of it, you can't even tell if any of it actually happened. And then, in Last Action Hero, he discovers that his whole world is actually a movie. The Running Man's game show is just this Hunger Gamesian death trap where all the winners end up getting killed off-screen and only Arnie knows about it. Plus, there's Predator, again, if we assume that Arnie doesn't believe that aliens are a thing.
Predator actually makes more sense as a simulation. Why would you have this unrelated alien hunter invade a random counterinsurgency op? Doesn't it make more sense and at least double the awesome if Predator is actually a complicated death puzzle that the T-800 has to beat?
And that scene with Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger shaking hands finally adds up. The T-800 hears Carl Weathers' voice, clearly scans him with his robot vision, and then tries to execute a convincing human greeting. It does not go well.
But what about Kindergarten Cop?
What about it? John Kimball's obviously a Terminator. His outfit and tactics are hardly standard police procedure. Well, they're extreme police procedure.
But Arnold spends the rest of that movie hanging out with a bunch of kids so he can earn the trust of a woman and little boy that he has to protect. That's literally the opposite of what a Terminator is supposed to do. There's a whole bunch of movies where Arnold is paired with a woman and or a child and or Danny DeVito to protect them. Twins, True Lies, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, that's right. Arnold doesn't kill Jake Lloyd even once in that movie. God, it'd be so much cooler if he did.
Dude, you're a father?
Yeah, and I don't want to introduce my son to a young Anakin Skywalker that's just a Lego hair bowl cut on a fence post.
Hi, okay, no one has still explained to me Junior, though, because that's definitely not Terminator in a dress. Somebody justify Junior!
Okay, real talk, guys. I haven't seen Junior, and I didn't probably think this through all the way, but I just, I wanted to have something to contribute. And there's this pressure on me to perform, right? Because I'm the funny guy, and you guys have all these great insights, and just things are not going well at home.
Oh my God, Daniel, fix this.
You pop culture this problem right this instant.
The machines aren't running the simulation, the humans are.
Okay. But wait, you're saying the humans have access to advanced robotic simulation and they're not reprogramming them for butt stuff?
So you're saying that if the humans have the T-800, then they're reprogramming it to save John Connor in Terminator 2? So that just means that all of Arnie's movies are prequels to T2.
Okay, yeah, that checks out. Arnold's using his superhuman killing ability to save people that he would ordinarily be trying to kill. That's why he's protecting his wife in True Lies and trying to rescue Alyssa Milano in Commando.
It's literally empathy training. They make him pregnant in Junior so he can experience female biochemistry. Then, in Twins, they give him a biological relationship to this troubled car thief, so he's got to help him out, and in exchange, learn the power of sex. Then in Kindergarten Cop, he learns not to kill kids, because you're their teacher. You're legally liable, and it's bad to kill kids. That's his training ground for how to interact with John Connor.
Even his overt action movies are sort of like empathy training. With Predator and Conan and Eraser, he's going up against an enemy that is much bigger, badder, and more technically capable than he is. He's learning what it's like for a human to interact with and fight a Terminator.
They also give him simulations where he's already failed his mission at saving a family, like Batman and Robin and Collateral Damage. He's learning the pain of loss. It's like aversion therapy for AI.
Oh, wow! I mean, he even learned self-sacrifice in the simulations. In End of Days, he ends up sacrificing himself for Robert Tunney.
Yeah, and clearly, the training works. By the end of T2, this emotionless robot learns how to feel things right before he lowers himself down into self-sacrifice and destruction. He even tries a human greeting at the end.
It does not go well.
But otherwise, the humans thought of everything. They train him in every aspect of John and Sarah Connor's experience to ensure that he's able to protect them from the T-1000. They even train him to take orders from shitty little kids so he learns how to listen to John Connor.
You just can't go around killing people.
Why?
What do you mean why? 'Cause you can't.
That's Jingle All the Way, Last Action Hero, and Kindergarten Cop.
Kids really do teach you humility.
Okay.
I said kids really do.
Dude, the moment passed.
You guys can't look at pictures of my kids for 10 minutes? I had to hire a babysitter to be here.
Please, you
sorry.
needed a sitter and you didn't think of me.
Michael, you can't babysit my child.
You're the one who lets him sleep with a hammer.
It's fair.
Besides, I have to pay my costume designer back for this, all right? I need the money. That's my trouble at home. And this guy is hardcore. He's gonna break my muscle frames. That's what I call my arms.
I'll tell you what, I will pay you to not babysit my child. Does that work for you?
How our fridge privileges work, if that's... Can I enter the house to access snacks?
No, but I will bring you some Otter Pops, but only orange.
Point of order. You own a house, but you can't afford that leather jacket.
Hi, thank you for watching this video.
There's a C in the middle. If you click it, you subscribe to our channel. C for subscribe. There's videos to the side, one of the sides, and then there's a bell. Tell them about the bell, Katie.
If you click the bell, then you get notified anytime we post a new video.
That's what the bell does.